Good day, everybody. Terilee Harrison here with Team Referral Network Virtual Chapters, and I am delighted to have another Team Talk Live episode with you and introduce you to one of my extraordinary virtual team members. I am so excited, and I have the wrong banner up. Elizabeth, here we go. Oh my gosh, everyone, I want you to meet Elizabeth Chandler. She's a virtual bookkeeper. She's our first virtual team member from Barbados. So welcome, Elizabeth. So glad you're here to chat with me.
I am so glad to be here finally, Terilee.
I am too. Let me share a little bit with you all, a little bit more about Elizabeth. And then I forget, I think we found each other. Did you find me on LinkedIn? Did we meet on LinkedIn? Is that where we met?
I met you on LinkedIn, yeah.
Isn't it amazing? I did. Isn't it amazing how we can connect with people globally and suddenly we have this business relationship and friendship? It's awesome. It's awesome. I'm so excited. Okay, so let me introduce you to this wonderful woman. So Elizabeth Chandler is a virtual bookkeeper and a certified QuickBooks Online Proadvisor. She helps businesses get in control of their finances so that they can rid the financial stress and focus more on their goals and family. Isn't that all what we want right now? So everyone, just help me welcome Elizabeth. So glad you're here.
I'm super excited.
I'm so glad. And if we could say one thing that people might not know about you, in addition to your passion and expertise in bookkeeping, is that you have a YouTube channel and you're very passionate about it. You want to take a second and shout out about your YouTube channel?
Of course. Well, we have Terilee on there.
I thought
we have Wanda on there. We have a lot of our virtual networking team on there. And my YouTube channel is basically, I made it to document my journey, and also I turned in now to me helping upcoming bookkeepers and people that want to take on the bookkeeping as a profession, to help them and to give them the knowledge that I have, and that because obviously not every person is able to pay for a course like I did to learn every single thing and to get into the nitty-gritty of bookkeeping. And so I kind of like give myself on there because life is all about giving, and you have to be willing to put yourself out there to help other people before the universe can even bless you or give you anything. So that's
so
all
true. So true. I love that, and I love your spirit and your passion around having that channel. So tell people where they find it.
So you can go and look for Bookkeeping Journey in the Google search. And I will also link it in the comments down below.
Please do. When we're done, please do that, because I think you'll enjoy what she's up to and just Elizabeth's awesome personality and how it shines through, and it's just great. It's just great. So thank you for that. You inspire me to get my YouTube stuff in gear. So thank you for your inspiration. Thank you for your inspiration. So we're gonna digress from the coolness. Maybe one day we'll have you come on and talk about YouTube some more. But let's digress into something that some people are very passionate about and very good at, and a topic that some business people just don't have a grasp of, and it's so important. So Elizabeth's going to share with us today 3 top tips to help business owners to stay in control of their finances. And I think now more than ever, this is important. And so I'm so excited to have you here in this time when people are thinking about this more. Maybe the money isn't rolling in the way it was. We're pivoting, we're doing new things. And so you have 3 top tips. Let's get started on the first one and see where we go from here. Oh man, okay, no, I'm just kidding. I know this. But number 1, but not everybody does. So tell us all about why we must have a separate business bank account.
So when I was doing my foundations in bookkeeping, well, accounting, because I did accounting certificate long before, the one thing that they teach you is a business is separate from its owner. And this is something I've been preaching on my channel because I've come across so many business owners that have their personal account and their business account mixed together. And that can get people in such big trouble with the IRS. And obviously a lot of my client base is from the US. And so therefore I've been like researching it and stuff. And there are people that have got in trouble for this. So you have to make sure that you separate those bank accounts, and it makes it so much easier too in going on to our second. Um,
Ah.
it makes it so way easier to be able to import your stuff, your business invoices and all that, and your bank accounts into QuickBooks or into Zero or whatever accounting software. Then it makes it so easier for you to be able to keep track of your finances. Because when I was thinking of these tips, Terry, I was more thinking of uh, my job. I love to make sure that I keep business owners in control. So how can I
Mhm.
help them to be able to understand to keep themselves in control of their finances? So first, you make sure you get that bank account separated, even if it's just a normal bank account, which you should have a business bank account. That's my disclaimer.
Mhm.
And then you get that accounting software. I mean, QuickBooks Online, you can do it on the go. You can take a picture of a receipt and it uploads, for you, and you can be able to just be in charge. Who doesn't want to be in charge of their finances?
Who
And the best
doesn't want to, right? Who doesn't want
yeah,
to? Yeah.
and the best thing about the main thing about your business is the financial part. To be able to grow in business, you got to be on top of that to say that you want to move forward. And if you don't know what the hell is going on in there, then basically you are running yourself into a ditch. So you can see my passion, Terilee. Listen, I'm so
No,
passionate about
and you
this.
know what? I love that analogy because I don't know if you ever have been in a ditch. I just was telling my husband, I don't think he knew, many years ago, I was in Ohio driving home from college at night in a snowstorm, and suddenly my car plopped in a ditch, and you can't get out of a ditch very easily, right? So that's a great analogy. That's a great analogy. Like there are some things right now that if we haven't set these foundational things up, we aren't going to be in. Oh, you know what? We're not in control, right? Is that's the main thing? You're not in control. You're winging it, and the last thing we want to wing it on is this. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. So your favorite. You're allowed to say your favorite. You kind of did. Your favorite is QuickBooks. Yes.
Yeah, QuickBooks Online is my
Okay.
favorite, and it's because it's easy to use. Even when I was doing my Pro Advisor, and when I was learning, like I can actually connect my bank account, which I did, connect my bank account with QuickBooks. So then I don't have to always go in and do a receipt. It, I can just go into the bank feed and just add it. It's so easy. It's very user friendly, and you can learn so much on QuickBooks for free on YouTube. To say on YouTube, I tell people, you don't have to always go out there probably and pay somebody to do something for you, but you can go and learn it for yourself because it's your money, man. It's your money, and you got to take it a lot more serious. A lot of business owners don't take this seriously, and then they wait till everything piles up and then tell themselves, oh, I need a bookkeeper. I mean, granted, I'm happy for the work, but if I can help you to be able to think more crucial and be able to handle your business, when you bring on that bookkeeper, now you can tell them and show them the systems instead of that bookkeeper making the system for you. You already set your system up, so now they're following how you want your bookkeeping to run, how you want everything to flow, and that's being in charge of your business fully. you
Yeah,
know
that's so
yeah.
good. That is so good. So let's talk about number three because this is kind of in a way call to action, if you will, on all these things. Right? It's like it's time to set your foundation, and I love your. I can tell that your expertise in this. I can see it. It shines through. It shines through. So I love to hear from you on this. So your third point. Oh my goodness. So take time each week to review your finances. And right now, this may be painful for some people, but it's super important. So talk to us about why and how we do this.
So every single week, you can at least take an hour or 2 hours out of your day to go into these softwares, whichever one you choose, and go through how much money you spent out for the week, how much money you received for the week. So instead of me saying invoices and sales receipts, I'm using it in layman terms so you can understand. And then you can be able to see how your money is basically flowing in and out of your business. And that now keeps you on top of that. So then if you do this every single week, nothing piles up. So then you don't have that time where it's like, oh my God, I have this whole stack of receipts and I don't know what to
Yeah.
do with them, and you don't feel, because then that brings overwhelm. And when you have overwhelm, you can't focus on growing your business. And everybody's in business to grow. No one goes in business to stay on one road. You always want to go up the hill. You always want to climb that ladder. So for you to be able to do that, you got to be able to stay in control of those finances, keep track of them in accounting software, and make sure that you review them every single week. Because the reason why I put this in here too, Terilee, is because this is what I do for my clients. This is what I do. I make sure that I check every day. Little geek. But I put every week, because obviously business owners work on their businesses, and until
Yeah.
you can afford to have that bookkeeper and pay that bookkeeper, then you have set your system. You see this up here, Terry, this
Yeah. What is
paper.
that? What is that?
I'm doing the 30-day challenge, right?
Mm.
And in my 30-day challenge, that's to gain an extra client. And in
Mm.
this 30-day challenge, I am setting up processes and teaching my YouTube followers to set up processes to be able to welcome their new client. Because a lot of people message me on, how do you become a bookkeeper and what do you do when you're a bookkeeper? But then no one asks you the question of, how do you set up the process to welcome a client? What questions do you ask them? What contracts do you need? What agreements do they need to sign? No one asks those questions. So I made actually a whole week of making videos on these to help, like I said, I help on YouTube people to be able to
Wow.
do that. Because it's more of like not thinking of me, but thinking of the other person, thinking of because I guess my philosophy in life is help as much people as I can, and the universe will bless me in some way or fashion. Because although I help you, Terilee, it doesn't mean that you'll help me back. Maybe Wanda might help me back. Maybe Sharon might help me back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when I went on Sharon's live, and I want to buy, I knew I did something weeks prior, probably, to be able to be in that energy to receive that. Because we
Yep.
don't look at the things that we receive to say, well, I received this because I'm giving so much.
Mm.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
whew,
Yeah. I think it's
I,
giving without the expectation and just having that kind of energy, right? It's just being that willing to, hey, and just we never know what will come. So
yeah.
you didn't know I was gonna ask you this, but I think this is a very important question in the scheme of this for people watching, and it's regarding the cost of your services. So if someone and the reason I want to ask you this and just publicly put this out there right now is there may be people
Mhm.
watching and like they're thinking, I just can't afford a bookkeeper right now, but how do they know if they don't know? So for someone coming in USD and so your North American clients, if they're coming in and just getting started with you, is there like a monthly program and a monthly service? Can you spell that out for us? Because I don't want people to watch us and be, oh, I just can't do that right now when they don't even know. So can you help us with that?
Sure. So for my services, I actually have a charge sheet that I put stuff in, and I basically charge from like how much transactions, because I do a monthly fee. Because
Yep.
my hourly rate is $70 an hour, and that's too much to be charging somebody every hour. So therefore, I do a monthly fee, and when I with the minimum set of transactions I put in there, when I checked the last time, and this is like a minimum of like 50 transactions and 2 bank accounts, because if when people have loans and stuff like that, we have to separate like the principal from the interest, and you have to do all these little tiny bits of work. So I came up with, I think it was $400 a month,
Okay.
and that was the minimum price that I came up with. But obviously, if someone has one account, it'll be less than that.
Okay.
So yeah,
Awesome.
so I tailored it. But the whenever I do a consultation with a client, so I offer the free consultations, which is the call to action that we have here.
Yes.
I offer the free consultation, and when I do that, the next thing I will ask for is to have access to see their bank statements or to be able to see where they put their, if they can't print out the bank statements, at least access to be able to see them. So then what I'm actually getting my lawyer to do up now is a non-disclosure agreement, because I find that people are, obviously it's your money and somebody's going into your bank account, so you don't know them. So it's a little bit like, I know myself, but no one knows me. So I am getting my non-disclosure agreement. My lawyer is supposed to send me tonight to finalize everything, and that
Awesome.
is what I will send my clients, definitely. And then after that process is finished, is when I figure out how much, basically when I can see how much transactions they have, which is their invoices and stuff. Then I can put those all in my chart and see how much the price is, and then I will have their proposal all done. But I go through the proposal as well. So we schedule a separate date, and I got this on Lisa Heinzelman, of scheduling that next date to be able to go through the proposal and let's talk about it. And yeah, so then, and that's basically the process of
Awesome.
getting
So
you
I think it's always helpful when people just have an idea. And I will say to someone, just as an example, if I'm talking to website people, I'm like, is your website a $5,000 website, right? A $1,000 website, a 10,000? Like, what are we talking? Because people, it helps people know I might not be as stuck as I can, or some people are going to be like, oh my gosh, if that's all this is, then I've got to have this because I have to be in control and I need an expert. And the other concept I want to talk to you about as we close out would be just the concept of working with someone virtually. I think that people are, especially now, we're doing everything virtually, but but the concept of having someone that you aren't in the same town with to handle some of the major things about your business, it's being more widely accepted. And we can do so many things with technology. And I think what it is that know, like, and trust factor. And that's where when you come from a referral network and people are building relationships and they come to trust you and see your expertise and they can recommend you, it can be so huge. So if you've been thinking about hiring a bookkeeper and you haven't thought about a virtual bookkeeper, I just want to invite our listeners to have a consultation with my dear friend Elizabeth, and see if you think it's a good fit. You can find her here at bookkeepingjourney.com, and I know that she's going to put her YouTube channel. Check out what she's up to. It's very awesome how she lifts other people up inside of that channel. And I even love how you're welcoming all the other people who are coming into bookkeeping and just mentoring them. That's amazing, Elizabeth. I appreciate that.
Thank you. No, I love it. I actually think I'm falling in love with that a lot more than I expected to, because I actually had a call with with my number one fan the other day, and she's like, "Oh my God, you actually did call me." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a person."
That's so
I
funny.
welcome. I always welcome our virtual networking members to be able to come on there and at least talk about their business. Someone asked me today, because you were talking about virtually. I came off a call prior to this, and I was talking to a lady in the U.S. and I just made friends with her, and it felt so good. And she was so happy to have somebody to talk to, and I too, to be able to make a new friend.
Yeah.
And I mean, Terilee, you have become a really good friend virtually, and you're all the way in Singapore. My best
You
friend
never
can't
know,
believe
huh?
I actually have a friend in Singapore. He's like, "Oh my God,
Hey,
I love him." That's a day in
anything's
front of us.
hey, anything is possible these days, my friend. I'm just telling you, anything is possible. You're my first friend in Barbados. I'll never forget my first friend from Barbados. So it's all good. Well, I hope that this has been helpful information for our business owner friends. And I just want to invite you, if you are interested at all, I know Elizabeth would be happy to chat with you more about how you can take control, and you're going to serve yourself better when you put these things first. So Elizabeth, thank you so much for your time today. We'll look forward to having you back as our guest again very soon at Team Talk Live. And everybody have an amazing day, or rest of your day, or wherever you're watching.